Hooray! I am alive. All the fun times will be had. All right, I'm going to pop out the chat for a second. And I'm going to restore it. Hello. Now we're down to one person. It's just me and you, Alex. Oh, man. This is me keeping it together, pretending like my soul hasn't been shattered over fan fiction. Yes, this is a build a ladder to the stars discussion until anybody else gets here. Oh man. Hello, troll. I have literally had that fanfiction open for like months and I just never read it. I just kept it open, never did anything with it. We'll let a few more people trickle in. I was scared too. I was afraid to read it. It was so long. I started it at work. That was the problem. I started it on my work break because I knew it was only one chapter. And then I saw how many pages it was, and I was like, oh, I guess we'll just wait. Oh, we lost Troll. We scared him away. But I was like, I guess I'll just wait. And then I never went back to it until yesterday. So I don't know. Well, I hope more people come. Oh no, still here. Hello. You just my one person dropped down. Okay. That's fine. Oh man. Aha! We have increased to 3 people. Did I misspell trivia? You know, happens, man. Hello, Brittany. I don't think I can edit the stream now that it's live, so I'm just Oh, I left the R out. That's okay. That's okay. The grammar police can get me later. All right, we'll give it another second. We'll see if we catch another person. If not, we will just go ahead and get started. We can have all the fun ourselves. And some more might trickle in a little bit later. That tends to happen as well. You are the grammar police. I'm sorry. You would have hated me growing up. Actually, you'd probably still hate me. I'm still really bad at spelling. Although that was just a typing error, which also happens, you know? We can take this lovely time to talk about Star Wars Resistance, which I am very excited to watch tonight because apparently it's going to blow our minds. Everybody else has already watched it. I'm excited to watch it. I want to see Kaz's new hairstyle. He's going to be an emo boy, and that's what I'm here for. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen in this episode, but everybody's freaking out. I don't think it can be Starkiller. I don't think it's Starkiller. I mean, it could be, but I guess we'll find out. Oh no, you haven't seen Solo yet? Josh and Angie just watched that, maybe like a week ago, a couple of days ago, and I was very surprised. I thought they'd seen it. I'd totally forgotten. I don't think there are any Solo questions, but they're actually mostly original. Well, actually, they're kind of all over the place. Josh also created this trivia, so any problems with the trivia, you will have to take up with Josh. Some sort of test for Starkiller. I could see that. I guess we'll find out. It is always Josh. He is the trivia master. That is for sure. All right. Well, we've been going for about 5 minutes, so I am going to go ahead and get started with the questions, if that is okay with everybody, because we've got a whole bunch, so maybe some people will trickle in. All right, so if everybody is ready, fingers on the buzzer. Troll, your name is Josh as well? I'm sorry, every time I harp on Josh, it's gonna sound like I'm harping on you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1. Of all the Star Wars episodic films, which film grossed the least amount of money at the worldwide box office? Bonus points if you guess the number, because he did include it. We got one guess. Oh, is everybody going to be different? Maybe, maybe. I know there's only 3 of you, so I'm waiting for Alex to get hers in. All right. Well, all of you were wrong. It is actually The Empire Strikes Back, which I actually did know just because everybody was throwing that statistic out about how everybody hated Empire Strikes Back when it came out because people like to forget that with The Last Jedi hate and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know, right? It's everybody's favorite now. People hated it when it came out. It was just like, they were like, oh, everything's messed up. Everything is ruined. And man, you gotta give Attack of the Clones another go because it's got my favorite line. I love when Anakin talks about sand. But the film only grossed 534 million worldwide, which has been still the lowest. All right, so on to question number 2. Before the release of the original Star Wars film, George Lucas proclaimed what Steven Spielberg sci-fi film would be bigger than his. So what movie did he think would be bigger than Star Wars coming out? That's right. It's coarse, rough, irritating, and gets everywhere. It's the most romantic line in all of Star Wars, and I need it to be in episode 9. We know they're going to a sand planet, and I need Kylo Ren to talk about sand. That is on my list. All right, we've got one guest coming in. I actually would like to see the original Westworld movie because I really like the show. The show is very good, but still haven't seen the film. Any more guesses on this one? Possibly? Westworld was the first film with CGI? That's really cool. All right, well, I'm gonna give it to Alex because she was the first one with Close Encounters. Brittany did guess it, but she wasn't sure if it was gonna be E.T. Personally, I don't know when E.T. came out. I still haven't seen E.T. That might be a geek out episode. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I also haven't seen. Maybe I'll watch that too. I like 80s rom-coms. I haven't gotten super into like the sci-fi movies yet. All right. So next question. In The Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett became a beloved cult character despite not having many lines of dialogue. How many lines in total does he have? E.T. was 1982. Interesting. Is it hard? I mean, I guess it is kind of hard. I mean, you said it was hard, Alex, but you got it exactly right. He only has 4 lines. And I still don't understand everybody's obsession with this character. He looks cool, so I get it. But I mean, even Phasma has more lines than him, man. Yeah, I don't pay attention to Boba Fett either. He's just a dude who's there, who gets eaten by a interesting creature. I'm not gonna say words. All right, so for the next question, finally have a sequel trilogy question, so, hey. I know he's no good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Sarlacc. Well, I wasn't gonna call it the Sarlacc, that was the thing, I'm trying to keep it PG here. Alright, so the next question. The design for Canto Bight in The Last Jedi is inspired by what wealthy, real-world micro-country? He does get a lot of attention in the EU, I always forget that. The answer to the Boba Fett question was 4. Only 4 lines. Sad day. There are still some hidden gems in there's still some hidden gems in the expanded universe, like Wild Space was really good that I just read. I loved that book. But there are also a lot of, not so great ones. The Courtship of Princess Leia, for one. No guesses on this one? I feel like this one's kinda easy. I think they filmed there too, or they filmed near there for Canto Bight. Here, I'll read it again. The design for Canto Bight in The Last Jedi is inspired by what wealthy, real-world micro-country? Yeah, they did film in Croatia, so they didn't film here. I guess I can see it so clearly in my mind, so that's why it makes sense, but I don't know. He did put some tough questions in here. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and give it to you guys. It's Monaco, which I always get confused with, Monte Carlo, but it's kinda similar. Yeah. Alright, so next question. This one should be easy. This one sh I hope it's easy. I We'll see. So, Star Wars: The Clone Wars started airing in August of 2008 on Cartoon Network and lasted how many seasons? Yeah, no, it wasn't as hard as you thought. And I promise I will get back to watching Clone Wars. Apparently, I'm very close to the Obi-Teen episodes, which I might skip to. We'll see. Um, I think he is including the lost episodes, I think, if my knowledge is correct. If if you wanna go ahead and throw your guess out there. Alex and Brittany did get it. It is 6. Which I mostly knew. Well, I have been, like, really studying the timeline of Clone Wars because I've been watching them in chronological order, but I also just know that season 7 is what's coming out on, Disney Plus, which I'm very excited for, even if I haven't watched all of Clone Wars. I'm very excited because it's gonna bump right up into Revenge of the Sith, and those are the feels that I'm here for. I live for the pain. Um, alright, so for our next question, Disney, I wasn't gonna say that completely right at all. Disney World's Hollywood Studios started a okay, let me just start over here. Disney World's Hollywood Studios started to host a summer event called Star Wars Weekends annually during what year? And Sky Talkers just did an episode about this. So, yes, but I don't think they ever said what year it started in. I live for the pain is the motto, especially today's motto, am I right? All right. Any more guesses? Maybe? Yeah, they ended a lot later than I thought too, which is interesting. He included that as well. All right. Well, they actually started in 1997, which was the year after I was born. And they actually discontinued them in 2015 due to the larger daily presence of Star Wars in the parks. So I guess they didn't have to keep injecting it in. Yeah, so they went on for a pretty long time. That's pretty insane. Because I guess it would have started, I don't know when Revenge of the Sith came out, but it would have spanned that lost amount of time. And I know they really ramped up again with Clone Wars, but then they died off right when they were going into the sequel trilogy. All right, so for our next question, Brad Bird turned down the chance to direct The Force Awakens due to his prior commitment with what other Disney film? Oh no, this poor Disney film. Oh man. I actually liked this movie and it did really bad. Oh no. Now I'm sad. See if we get in one more guess there. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think John Carter was Disney. Oh, Brittany's got nothing? Well, Alex got it right. It is Tomorrowland, although Good Dinosaur is also a movie that didn't do well that I also liked. So, you know, I just really I haven't seen Good Dinosaur since I saw it in theaters, so I don't know if I'd like it as much if I watched it again. I feel like I would. But I've seen Tomorrowland a couple of times, and they just marketed it wrong. It's a good movie. Well, the third act's not that great, but it could have been a lot better. All right. Brittany, you got to see Tomorrowland. It's great. Although there is a weird romance between a grown man and a child, but the child is a robot that has been alive since he was a child. So is it weird? You get to decide. I think it's kind of weird. But anyway, our next question. Of the three prequel films, which has the most visual effects slash CGI shots? This is also the movie that has the most transition, like weird PowerPoint transitions, and the most variety of weird PowerPoint transitions. My cousin and I made a spreadsheet the last time we marathoned these movies. uh, I will watch ET eventually at some point. He freaks me out, okay? All right, no, Brittany got it right. It is Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith was just like no holds bars. Like it had 2,200 shots that were all like visual effect CGI kind of thing. Like that's insane. Pancake does look like ET, but he's cute. ET's creepy. All right. All right. Next question. Star Wars' first foray into television was a 2-season animated show starring what race of creatures? And if you tune into What the Force tomorrow, you can hear our very own Alex talk all about Star Wars animation. So I'm sure she knows this one. I think everybody knows this one. Yep, it is the Ewoks. That is for sure. The first time I watched Return of the Jedi, I really thought the Ewoks were weird, but I have since grown a fondness for the dumb things in Star Wars. quotes. I think it's because of BB Kate art. So now I just they crack me up. And I think Peepka or Peekpa, we always said her name wrong from whatever it's called. I liked her. She was cool. So grew my fondness. Yeah, Peekpa. That's right. All right. I don't know what my favorite Star Wars creature is. Right now, it's the Thalassiren. Just because everybody hates them, and you can drink Thalassiren milk at Galaxy's Edge. Like I just want to because it makes people so mad, and I love it. I'm like, why does that make you so mad? Oh God, Lumpy the Wookiee over Wicked. Oh man, little Lumpy. As long as it's not itchy, he was creepy. Oh my God. All right. So, next question. Of the theatrical Star Wars releases, how many times has James Earl Jones voiced Darth Vader? Itchy was having some interesting alone time in that film. I feel like this one's pretty easy. Just kind of have to count. And it is 5 because it's episode 3, 4, 5, and 6 plus Rogue One. So it is 5. Mhm. All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more questions. And then I have a secret bonus question, but we'll see. Does he have a line in The Force Awakens? That's a good question. I don't remember. I've seen that movie so many times. Yeah, exactly. He just has to come in and do the no at the end. You do hear him breathe. I guess that is true. Man, what I want is Force Ghost Anakin, though. We'll see what happens. All right. The forbidden love of Padme and Anakin was inspired by what classic English tale? Which I didn't know, and I don't really see, but I guess it makes sense. Justin Bieber and every female celebrity is a classic English tale? Is that what we're going with? Oh, man. Well, you guys are all wrong. Romeo and Juliet is Raylo, unfortunately. Um, Annie Dalla was inspired by the legend of King Arthur, which I guess maybe like they were Arthur and Guinevere, which was what it was a tragic romance because of Lancelot, but like we didn't I guess Obi-Wan was Lancelot? Maybe? I don't really know. I know a little bit about that. Mostly just from secondhand though. I've never read like the actual tales. Oh, the fic is called Build a Ladder to the Stars, and I can send you the link on Twitter if you want. It's really good, really long. I still have less than a quarter left. I was about to say exactly where I was, but I'm not going to because again, PG. um, all right. So our next question. In The Last Jedi, the door to Luke's Octu hut is made from what? And you can get specific if you want to. It is a 42,000 word one shot. I honestly, that should be at least 4 chapters, and even then that's too much because 10,000 word chapters give me nightmares. But yeah. Got some interesting answers this time around. Oh, that's cool. Gender bent Arthur. I like those kinds of stories. Most of what I know is from Merlin, the TV show, and also actually from, the School for Good and Evil, because the love interest in that is the son of Arthur and Guinevere, and you get to go a little bit into their, like, love story in the 3rd book because it's not qu those books get weird, I don't know really how to explain it, but it's really interesting, it's really, really cool the way that they go into it in those books. If you haven't read School for Good and Evil, highly recommend that you do. Um, alright, so we have wood, an X-wing door, and porgs. Alex was the closest. It's his X-wing, but it's the wing of the X-wing to make the door, so we'll give it to Alex there. I mean, porgs could be. They're all on the Falcon now, so Alright. So next question. Pee Wee Herman actor Paul Rubens was cast as the voice of what droid that originally piloted guests to Endor for the theme park attraction Star Tours and would later appear alongside Ahsoka Tano on TV? Words aren't working for me for that one. Is it bad that I ship it? I feel like this is a common ship, but I don't know. They were just they were so cute in Rebels. I just it made me sad. See, I haven't gotten there yet. What episode is Lex in? I need there used to be a chart of all of the arcs for Clone Wars, and I can't find it anymore. All I can find are people's, like, best top 10 arcs or whatever, and I'm like, "That's not what I'm looking for." But Alex did get it right, it is Captain Rex, and they do kinda have, like, a father-daughter, uncle-niece kinda relationship, but I don't know, it's just cute and it's soft, and it made me sad. That whole Rebels makes me sad, it's so good. Alright, 2 more questions left. In a scene that was in the trailer for The Force Awakens, but didn't make it into the film, Maz Kanata hands Luke's lightsaber to what character? Alright, I think everybody knows this one. It is Leia. Not BB-8, I'm sorry. Could you imagine the feels if that had actually been in the film? Like, I just uh, the sequel trilogy gives me a lot of feels. Although that does bring up some interesting questions, which in the fic that we also read today, Rey rebuilds her lightsaber, and they say a lot of interesting things about her rebuilding it, and I have a lot of thoughts about what I would like to see in episode 9 kind of based off of that, just kinda taking into consideration what other people have said as well. So it's interesting, it's really cool. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen, especially since there is a trader who specializes in building lightsabers, in Galaxy's Edge. So I'm a little I think that's gonna be interesting. So things are gonna happen. A lot of people want Rey to have a double-bladed lightsaber. The only reason I think that she would, I mean, obviously they have teased it with the staff and everything, but the only reason I really think that she would is for toys. I would just prefer her to have, as long as it's jagged, that's what I want. Want a crackly, yeah, crackly lightsaber. Oh man, I want her to build it out of the broken crystal and it to be crackly like Kylo Ren's because it's poetry and it rhymes. All right. So this is the last of Josh's questions, but like I said, I do have one other after this one. So in the Return of the Jedi, the Max Rebo Band is the house band for Jabba the Hutt. What instrument does leader Max Rebo play? Ooh, have a one side blue, one side red staff. That was in concept art. But I think it was for like the Ben Solo character in concept art. I think at one point the Jedi Killer and Ben Solo were going to be different characters, just judging by like some of the art, and they kind of meshed them together, which I like and I'm here for. That is some really cool art, that's for sure. Or it could have been, yeah, it could have been for Luke. I'm not sure. I have those, but they're in the other room. So we can't delve into that just yet. We do have one answer for Max Rebo. Does anybody know what instrument Max Rebo plays? Any other guesses? I wouldn't have got this. All right. Well, so we've got a drum, a sax, got nothing. It was actually a keyboard. I wouldn't have known that either. Whenever I think of the Max Rebo Band, I just think of like the clarinet dude, and I also think of the Oods from Doctor Who. I don't know why. That's just what comes to my mind, and they hold those little ball things, which I know isn't what it is, but that's just what I think of. Oh man. Okay, so I do have a little question that I think is fairly easy. If you have followed me for any length of time, I've probably said this at some point. But in the film, I'm already saying the question wrong. In the book Last Shot by Daniel Older, what is the nickname that Lando gives a very young Ben Solo? It makes me so happy. Oh wow, that would be really meta. If he called him Kylo Ren, that'd be super meta. Yep. It is indeed Little Starfighter. Oh, he just wanted to be a pilot like his dad. That just gives you all the feels. Oh, I love Baby Ben Solo. It's adorable. But that is all I've got. Those are all yes, and Uncle Wanwo. That is all of the questions. Thank you guys all for tuning in. We should have the next episode of Podcast 1901 out tomorrow. It's probably going to be late. I don't know how quickly I will be able to get it edited. If we still have complications, it might get pushed again until next week. We just all three of us have kind of had a lot of stuff going on. It's been hard to really nail down a time to record. But I am really excited for the YouTube video that we have coming out on Tuesday. It's from me, and it's going to be about Captain Marvel. So I'm super excited for that. I'm also going to watch Indiana Jones this week. So if you are a supporter on Patreon, you'll also get to hear my thoughts on the next Indiana Jones movie, which, oh man, I'm sure is going to be a heck of a good time. Oh no, if he'd called him Kybo Ren from the Droids cartoon. Okay, that means it's officially time to end the stream. We're not going to talk about this tank top wearing pirate. Oh god. Ah man. But if we could get Kylo Ren in a tank top, I'd be here for that though. But thank you guys for tuning in. This was super fun, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.